Thank you for tuning in to the Teacher Dudes. Whether you're listening as a podcast or joining us live on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter, this is a podcast created by teachers for teachers that's full of some random thoughts, ed tech, tips, and tricks, and a general focus on education today. Sit back, relax, and enjoy as your hosts Tyler Keefe and Jeff Anderson take it away. Well, welcome everybody to another fantastic episode of the Teacher Dudes. My name is Tyler Keefe. I am a technology integration coach from Nampa, Idaho. And as usual, my co-partner, my partner in crime, whatever I'm trying to say, Jeff Anderson is here. Jeff, how's it going?
Good. I'm wondering what you're trying to say. What are you trying to say?
Well, you know, there has been a couple episodes where you just have had other things going on.
That's true.
It is true. And, you know, the listeners have spoken. They have been asking for updates, and we're very disappointed that we have not gotten a live update on some of your lady adventures that you have had on those podcasts that you have not been able to join us with.
Well, they are, yeah. I'm still dating. How about that?
Still dating. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So we need the official Jeff update of the podcast.
My update?
Yes, the Jeff update.
The Jeff update. Like work and stuff, huh?
Like
sort of thing?
Anything in Jeff. So we'll just call this Jeff Watch. Hashtag Jeff Watch.
I got nothing.
You got nothing. There is no update on Jeff Watch 2021.
Finished the school year.
About time. We're our second week of summer school.
Yeah, you guys finished way before us. I do have to say though, it was a very cool thing at the last day of school. Our principal wanted to have kind of a party sort of atmosphere out front for the kids and the parents and the staff too. So she had balloons all blown up and just all that sort of thing. And I've done music in the past, so I was like, I'll do some music again. And so I was playing all sorts of, like Kool and the Gang Celebration and stuff like that. So I'm out there in front. Usually I'm not there. Usually I'm back at the buses helping load up the buses. But I was out there that day. And, tons of hugs and that sort of thing, which is great. The thing that just really, it was sad, but it inspired me was the number of tears that I saw, coming down kids' faces. And that was just the way I expressed it to a few people at work. That was just reassurance that those relationships we built and those connections we made, they were real. They were really there. And those kids are truly going to miss us.
Yeah. Now, you say that, but are you sure they were tears of sadness, or were there tears of joy that
tears
they don't
of
have to
joy.
See you for a little bit?
They don't. Well, yeah, I guess there's two perspectives on that, but
True.
I'm going to go with the tears of sadness.
No,
I
could see that.
It's just, it's something that, of course, you don't want to see them sad,
right?
But in a situation like that, it's just nice. It's nice to know that they really did enjoy being there with you, and they're going to miss it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, I can totally see that. And, before we dive too deep into the reflections, I do want to give a shout out to everybody that is currently watching right now or listening on the podcast sphere, wherever you're at. Thank you for joining us. This is episode 18 of the Teacher Dudes. We're titling it Reflection because it is a good time of reflection. As Jeff said, yesterday, I believe, was your last day of school. So
Yep.
if you're listening to this, that was June 10th, 2021. And then I am actually ending my second week of summer school here today on June 11th, 2021. And it's kind of interesting because we're literally a few miles apart, but our school year calendars were so drastically different. So we're going to be going into that stuff. But the first thing that I want to say, Jeff, you and we had the opportunity last weekend, the weekend before, I can't remember exactly, where we got to meet up in person for the first time in over a year.
Yes. Yeah, that was nice. Having a beer, just sitting back, relaxing.
Yes, it was fun. And, the place we went to, the 2C Family Brewing in downtown Nampa, it had a really, really cool atmosphere. Just kind of chilled, lay back. They had the garage door open up, and so you had fresh air going on.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a surreal sight to be able to do that, and then not. I honestly, I cannot remember seeing a single mask anywhere for the first time in I don't know how many months that we've been able to see that.
Yeah. I saw an interesting video. I remember where I saw it. I don't remember if it was Facebook or TikTok or what. I don't remember. But it was a kindergarten teacher, and she taught over in the East Coast somewhere is where she was teaching. And her video was her talking about that the kids, her kindergartners, she'd had them for 6 months, and her kindergartners went outside for the first time. They were allowed to not wear them while they were outside. And then they came back in, and they were coming back in, and she got to see, she said, she was getting pretty emotional about it. She said, I've taught these kids for 6 months. I couldn't tell you what one single one of them looked like.
Oh, yeah.
She didn't know what any of them looked like. And I was just like, wow, that's, anyway.
No, dude, I totally understand because, in my role being the technology integration coach, I don't have that relationship that you have with your class of students that you normally would.
Yeah.
And when our school district over here, when they lifted the mask mandate and went to masks are encouraged, but they are optional. And that next day at school, I kid you not, when the kids were coming off the bus not wearing masks, when some of the teachers were not wearing masks, and we see the kids, we're like, huh, that's what you look like. You have that moment of, oh.
So yeah, I have an embarrassing story. I every month I would buy coffee for a grade level.
Okay.
I
stop not the students, right? The teachers.
No, the teachers. Yeah, no.
Oh,
although
okay,
the students would probably appreciate some coffee. Some of them drink, but and I just stop at Starbucks or Dutch Bros or whatever, and
just not Starbucks. Don't say Starbucks. We don't talk about Starbucks on this show.
Okay.
R.I.P. Sonics.
I stop
Bring
at
them
that
back.
green.
Bring back
green
the Sonics.
Anyway, oh yeah, you're still bitter about the Supersonics.
I will always be bitter until we get the Sonics back.
Didn't like the Sonics.
Hey, well, you're a trailblazer, so that's okay.
That's right.
But
so
anyway, continue.
So I had bought some coffee for a couple of teachers that work in the pre-K department, and one of them, I took the coffee into her room, and she happened to have her mask off. I had never seen her with her mask off. And I go walking into the room, and there was somebody else in the room on the other side of the room who I knew and who had their mask on. I mean, who I know this lady too, but who I recognize. And I honestly I asked for the teacher. I can't remember what her name was. I asked for the teacher. I said, do you know where so-and-so is? And she's like, she's right there, and pointed to her right behind her desk. I was so embarrassed. I didn't know what she looked like without her mask on. And suddenly this lady's standing in front of me. I'm like, oh, that's what you look like. Oh my gosh. It was, yeah.
Dude, yeah. I'm sure you're not the only one that has had a very, a similar story to that. And I pray, I hope, I dream that we never have to go back to that place again, ever. And Jeff, as I'm sitting there, I see that you're sitting outside because I can hear the crickets.
Yep.
And you got a nice view out there, sitting back on your back patio.
Yep, right behind the creek.
Right next to the creek, and it's nice because I can still just not see any houses around you.
That's right. That's right.
For now, at least.
Well, no, what you see that's it. There, where the houses are, is where the houses are. There will not be any more.
Perfect.
So yeah, this is I feel very blessed to be able to have found a home in a neighborhood that isn't 5 feet to the border of your house, or to the border of your property, and then 5 feet to the border of the next property.
Yeah. So those of you listening, Idaho is closed to newcomers. Do not come to Idaho. We have no more room. But anyway, Jeff, so this past week there was a lot of different announcements going on at what Apple calls WWDC. This was the Worldwide Developers Conference 2021, where they talk about all the updates to your computer that you're on, and the iPhones and iPads, and
I heard about the updates to the Alexa and the Ring.
That's Amazon. Those guys, we're not talking about those guys.
Oh, we're not talking about. Oh, that's right. That's Amazon.
No, that's Amazon. We're talking about
Apple. So
they
both start with A. I don't.
Well, yeah. A is for Apple. A is for Alexa. As I say that, I'm sure it'll turn on behind me. But that there's a lot of cool updates that came out of Apple that are going to impact or could impact the classroom. But I know you guys are a primarily Microsoft district, although you guys do have some iPads.
We've got iPads. I have one in my office right now.
And my school, we're all Apple MacBooks and iPads. And the one really cool feature that's coming, okay, you ready for this?
All right.
Is they will have the ability. So let's say that your MacBook that you have in front of you is right there. Yeah. And then you put your iPad right next to it. It will sense your iPad, and then you can just use the trackpad and keyboard off your MacBook, move the cursor over, and it will jump over to your iPad.
Oh, it'll be a dual screen sort of thing.
Dual screen kind of thing, yeah.
Does it work with your phone too?
It probably won't come to the iPhone. It definitely won't come to your Android phone, which, speaking of, we need to convert you here soon.
Well, I was just looking at that because I'm not paying for my Android phone anymore. And I was told I have a very large discount that I could get on a brand new phone. And I'm like, I don't need a brand new phone, but I knew you'd probably try and talk me out of that particular thought process right there. So.
It is what it is. But when you decide to go up to an iPhone,
see, you can communicate, right? You can communicate with your iPhone to your laptop, right?
Yeah. So right now, like, I have my MacBook I'm looking at it right here. I got my PC over here. But what I could do is I could actually, on my MacBook, just text left and right to whoever.
But you can also, can't you be like at work and your MacBook's at home, and you can access the files?
Oh yeah, through iCloud.
Yeah, or whatever. I don't know. Yeah. I can't even figure out how to turn this thing off. You showed me once, and I'm like, I don't remember how to do it.
We'll have to show you again. It's okay. It is okay. But that was the big thing at WWDC 21, and then this next week, are you ready for this? This next week is going to be E3 2021. And E3 is the big electronic expo, mainly about video games.
So there was an E2 and an E1 that I missed out on.
I have no clue. It's just called E3 ever since I was a kid.
Oh.
And at E3, it's when like Xbox has their big announcements, and PlayStation has theirs, and Nintendo has theirs.
Okay.
And what's awesome, for the first time, and I don't know how many years, and I'm not exaggerating this. I honestly cannot remember the last time that this was true. I am more excited for what's going to happen at Nintendo's E3 than I am about Microsoft or PlayStation.
Okay. What's happening at Nintendo?
That's the thing. I don't know. Usually there's
know.
leaks. There's leaks that come out about, what's going to be coming at Xbox. You're going to get your Halos. You're going to get your Forza game and all that. And PlayStation, you're going to have your God of War. You're going to have whatever else is on there. I don't even have a PlayStation. I haven't had one in years. But for Nintendo, there are so many different unknowns. And Zane, Zane, he is super excited about E3 for Nintendo as well, because he wants to see a new Mario game. He wants to see new Mario Karts, new Zeldas. It's like everything came around full circle again.
I don't know. I have not. The only time I was ever into video games, and I know what I'm going to catch from this, but I'm going to say it anyway.
The Atari 2600?
No, it was.
Oh, okay.
No, I had the very first Atari that had like 4 games, and you had to unscrew the screws in the back of the TV and hook the little U-shaped things to it.
Oh, man, dude, that's like way even older.
That was there were 4 games. There was Breakout, Tanks, Tennis, and something else. I don't remember.
But not E.T., right?
No.
That's been, said like one of the worst absolute games of all time.
No, I remember the one game I remember on that it wasn't on that system, it was on the next upgrade one, was Pitfall.
Oh, okay.
You remember Pitfall?
I do remember Pitfall.
Do you remember? Okay.
Yeah.
But my buddy and I would ride our bikes to the mall, and we would play video games at the mall. Put a quarter in and play.
Okay.
And I would play Donkey Kong all day long. Love that game. The
original Donkey Kong.
The original Donkey Kong that you could only play in the arcade or in a mall or play something like that. I don't think it was ever, when I was playing it, I don't think it was ever something you could get for your house, because we're talking back in 1982.
Okay.
Right about there. And that I was into video games.
I was -2 then.
Yeah. I know. After that, video games were just kind of, I didn't really care for them. And it's kind of stuck. They're just kind of, I'll play them. If somebody enjoys them, I'll hop on.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing, but I'll hop on,
Oh, hold on. Jeff.
Yeah.
We have a special guest here.
Oh.
Zane has shown up. Zane, what is going on, dude?
Currently we are setting up stuff for my birthday party.
Oh, that, birthday party is coming up. That is next Friday.
Zane, where's my autograph?
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
You didn't forget. He hasn't paid you the $60.
Oh,
60.
Yeah, I gotta get my $60.
The price has increased now?
Yeah, it's up to 60. And funny story before we get, because I wanted to bring Zane on here for a specific question, but Zane and I were at Pro Image, the local sports apparel store.
Yeah.
And that's when I got this new Seahawk hat here.
Right.
And we're just looking through the store like we usually do. And we look over to the bargain rack, and there's like this whole row of Oregon Duck hats for $5.
It was awful.
But I want to know, Zane, I got a question for you.
Huh.
How come your dad has a duck on his Jeep? I'm kind of curious about that.
Different kind of duck, because this is not the Oregon duck.
A duck is a duck is a duck.
This is my first Jeep duck.
Yeah.
Got him right here.
It's
but
still a
anyway,
duck.
so I told Zane, I'm like, hey, do you want to get one of these hats? And he didn't see it yet. And then once he saw that it was the Oregon ones, he like quickly backed up.
You bought me a hat, Zane?
He knows not to even touch that.
Oh, yeah, never. I remember that one time when our neighbors had like a huge Oregon Duck sign on the fence.
And it almost made you puke.
Yeah, it's like every time when you picked me up from school, every time we drove by that house, I was like, ugh, gross, ugh, ugh.
That's right. Jeff, there was one time when we were traveling up to Washington,
Yeah.
and to get up to Washington, we have to drive through Eastern Oregon, like the wasteland of the earth. I swear, this place is just, I hate Eastern Oregon. I'm sure the
Eastern
people
Oregon
there are
might
nice.
become part of Idaho.
Right, exactly. But we were going, and Zane in the back seat, he was probably about 3. He goes, I got to go to the bathroom. I got to go potty. I got to go. I can't hold it. And we're like, okay, well, we got to go. And so we pull over, and I get out, and I help him get out of his car seat. And then Zane would not step foot on the state of Oregon at all. He would not get down to go pee. And so finally I go, hey, Zane, like, you got to go pee. He goes, no, but I'm not going to step foot in Oregon. I go, hey, but think about it this way. You get to pee on Oregon. And he had this look in his eyes like, okay. And then he just let the river flow.
You stepped on Oregon when you went to the Oregon coast and stayed at a certain beach house a few years back.
Well, that's different. The Oregon coast is not Eastern Oregon or Eugene.
Which I do have to say, I still can't believe, I'm going to hassle Brandy on this. I still can't believe that, oh yeah, no. You had Zane and Caitlin wearing rubber boots when they went in the water.
Because the water's cold.
Oh, wow. 30 seconds and you go numb and you're good.
I think that makes me pretty smart, Jeff.
Dumb.
Okay.
Dumb.
But yes, Jeff, that was actually a really fun trip. And I remember you sitting there going, talking about how you've never seen a kid just be awake and watching stuff. And then the next minute he's out cold.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, looking back on that and seeing where Zane's at now, it's like, holy crap.
And you trying to get me to try a Bromosa. No.
Dude, Bromosas, dude, those are legit. No. Next time, when the next podcast, we're going to record it. We're going to be in person. You and I, we'll probably have to go to your house. I'll come over there and I will bring some High Life and orange juice so that you can try the Bromosa.
I'll try anything. I mean, I've dipped a brownie in gravy before. It doesn't bother me. Oh, yeah. Oh, I don't care. But orange juice and beer.
Oh, man.
Just does
not just any beer, the High Life.
I don't even like beer, and I like Bromosas.
See?
Really?
Yep.
Oh, my goodness.
See, they are that good. And for those of you listening on, again, the podcast world, again, thank you so much for joining us. Again, this is episode 18 of the Teacher Dudes. We're calling it Reflection. That female voice that you heard is not going to be the only female voice we have in our series, but probably the only one tonight is my wife, Brandy. So, hello. And then Zane is the other voice here. And Zane, the reason why I wanted to bring you on here is because next week is going to be the start of E3.
Oh, we gotta watch tomorrow's E3 Nintendo.
So wait, he knows what E3 is?
Oh, Zane does know what E3 is.
Okay.
Tomorrow's E3.
Are you sure it's tomorrow, Zane?
Yeah, it said that June 12th was Nintendo E3.
Ooh. Well, let's see here. I'm looking right now. Oh, not June 12th. Sorry, it is June 15th.
It's June what?
June 15th. I just double checked on Nintendo's website.
All of us are frozen. What?
It's on right here. I'm showing you right there.
No, the only reason I was asking was because you were like frozen and like all of us became frozen, so I didn't know.
Oh, weird. But as you see, it's June 15th.
Okay.
But that is okay. But, Zane, you are the connoisseur of video games in this
Oh.
house, the Nintendo guy. So what are your big hopes and predictions for Nintendo E3 2021?
Okay, so some of the top games that a lot of people are thinking will be on there will be Super Mario Odyssey 2 and Breath of the Wild 2 and maybe even Galaxy 3.
Super Mario Galaxy 3?
Yeah, people are thinking that for the Switch, using the gyro controls like they did for Galaxy and 3D All-Stars, that they make a Galaxy 3 for the Switch.
Now, Jeff, do you have any idea what he's talking about?
I'm just waiting for him to mention Donkey Kong Unleashed. That's all. I'm just.
And also, consoles I'm hoping will be announced. A lot of consoles.
Oh, no.
So one console I'm hoping to get released is the Switch Pro. And also a classic for everything. So I want a Wii classic, an N64 classic, a GameCube classic, a Switch classic, a Wii U classic. I want a classic of everything.
I'm almost intimidated right now.
Well, you should be. You really should be.
I want to get the classic Famicom now. Because that's actually a thing.
That's a thing, Jeff. Did you know that? The
I
classic
did not.
Famicom.
I did not. Zane, I challenge you to Wii Billiards. They've got to have a Wii Billiards, right?
Zane, do you know what billiards are?
Oh, snap.
I wonder if you do. What are you doing, Zane? Oh, he's
No.
looks like he ran out of screen time, I think.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay, he's back. He has a certain limit on screen time
Yeah.
that he has.
Oh.
So Zane, do you know what billiards are?
Aren't they like pool and that kind of stuff?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
So I am
So-
challenging you to Wii Billiards, if there is one. I'm assuming there is one.
I
don't know.
don't think there is.
Hmm.
There. True, there are iPhone games. And for my birthday party, there's going to be a prize mini billiard.
So are you going to invite Jeff to your birthday party?
Oh, gosh. Right.
Well, all right, Zane. Well, we're going to let you get going back to planning your party with Mom, and we will see you next time. How about that?
Okay. Bye.
All right.
No
See you,
rubber,
Zane.
no rubber boots. No rubber boots.
No rubber boots.
Bye.
Some good quality advice there, Jeff. No rubber boots.
Yeah. No rubber boots.
But Jeff, so you are outside. I am in my man cave. And as you notice behind me, you probably see a few things that you never thought you'd see in my man cave. And I'm going to zoom in so that people might be able to see. Jeff, are there a few things that might stick out to you?
Why do you have that crap in there?
So, behind me, you might see that I have a Ghostbusters house in the bottom right corner.
Is that what that is?
Ghostbusters
Okay.
is one of my favorite shows of all time.
Just saw it. Or no, I didn't see that. No.
Oh, I really pray you didn't say that you just saw Ghostbusters.
No, I was
going
to say I saw it at the drive-in, but it wasn't that. It was Jurassic Park.
Yeah, well, it's another fantastic movie that I just love. Came out in 1993. Do you know that?
I think so, because I think I saw it in the drive-in when it came out.
I believe it was 93. Let's see. Jurassic Park release date. I want to say it was 1993. Yeah, June 11th, 1993. And today's June 11th, 2021.
So I would have seen it at the drive-in if it was in the summertime.
This is Jurassic Park Day, and a couple days ago it was Ghostbusters Day. And the original Ghostbusters came out when I was a few months old on that June 8th of 1984.
Just shut up. Just.
But no, Jeff, I believe you are referring to the Boise State helmets and jersey that I have in the back.
Yeah, that's it.
So we all have a mutual friend named Corey who has just gone non-existent. But Boise State had their annual surplus sale where you're able to pick up official game use, practice use stuff. And so I was able to pick those up. Those are all game used. And then I was also able to pick up like 30 pairs of shorts for $1 each. Like Nike
used shorts,
not used. No, oh no. But brand new team issued Nike shorts in tags.
So they had new stuff there too. Then
Yeah, new stuff and shirts and like
they
you
have any
name it, it
toilet
was
paper
there.
there.
No, this was an Oregon surplus sale.
Okay, all right.
But that's what those are, and I just wanted to just show those off really quick. But Jeff, it is really quickly, not really quickly, but a chance here for some reflection.
Right.
It is Reflection Friday on the Teacher Dudes here, and we're just going to kind of do a quick fire segment. Is that okay with you?
Okay.
So looking back on the whole 2020, 2021 school years, I should say, what is one thing that you are going to take out of it as a positive moving forward that you will continue with?
Gosh, these are hard questions. I don't know. I started using technology a little bit more, but that's kind of lame.
That's not lame at all, dude.
Well, I mean, it's a cop-out answer because it's just, of course, everybody used technology. Everybody had to use technology. There was no other way around it. Yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I some of these questions I have a hard time answering, just because anyway.
It makes sense, and my one thing that I'm gonna take out of it is relationships, because, and I say that because for this past year, those have been one of the huge things. Is we're sitting there, we're teaching kids through a computer, we're connecting with our coworkers through a computer, and the relationships had to have been built in such a different way that they either got really strong, or like you were alluding to earlier, that you had no clue who your coworker was without a mask on because they just weren't really there.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think that the relationships were built somewhat in the same way, because you still had to, talk, communicate, laugh, that sort of thing. But, you couldn't do it face to face. And sometimes, and then when you could do it face to face, it wasn't what we're used to,
Right.
But I would say this year, I don't know if this year caused the relationships to be even that much stronger because of what everyone had to do and go through. But I felt like I had built just as strong of relationships with the kids this year as I had in the past.
No, that's good.
But that's just me,
No,
I'm in a little bit different role than
right.
One reason I was put in the position I was is because I really like focusing on that relationship building. And so I had an opportunity to be able to do that with a school and not just a class of 25. So
yeah, no, that is good. Now on the flip side, what is the one thing that you hope to never hear, say, think, or have to do again?
Put your mask on.
Outside of the mask, though, we both agree on that one.
Never hope happens again that happened this year.
Yeah, like what is that one cliche thing that, other than the mask, that if you have to hear, you're just gonna be like, ugh, not again?
I don't know. I'm assuming you have something, right?
I do, and that one thing is pivot. I
Pivot?
don't ever want to hear pivot.
Oh, come on. That's a classic Friends episode.
Well, yes, that is, but I'm referring to the okay, this week we're going to do this. Now let's pivot to this, and then no, we can't do that. Let's pivot to this, and then hold on, we got to pivot to this. And just the constant back, forth, left, right, up, down, A, B, B, A, select, start of pivoting everything.
I never heard that term this year in regards to education.
Be flexible, change, go with
Well,
it.
but flexibility, that stuff is teaching.
Yes, but not to this extent. The pivot of this week, we're everybody in person. We're ready to go. Next week, nobody's here. And then you hear we might get to go back in person. Oh, no, we're not. Nope, now we might. No, we're not. That kind of stuff. That's what I'm referring to. The constant changing landscape, not the day-to-day stuff, because we all know that is teaching and that'll always be a part of teaching. But just the random unknowns that we have no clue that's just going to get thrown at us and we have to go with it.
Okay.
That and the word kiddo. I cannot stand the word kiddo.
Well, there's a few things that
And Tom Brady.
Oh yeah, Tom Brady, absolutely. Yeah. I am not a fan of certain ways to get classrooms to get kids to get their attention.
Oh.
1, 2, 3, eyes on me. Oh my.
No, eyes on no one.
Oh my gosh, that drives me nuts. Good grief. No, I think one thing I want to do though, I was thinking about how I want some things I want to do for next year. And I really want to focus on the idea of making it solid when I need to get the kids' attention.
Yeah.
And making sure not only that they're aware of it, but that I'm aware of beyond like urgent times when it's appropriate for me, blow the whistle and get their attention. Because I think that regardless of what your attention getter is, if you do it too much, it just kind of loses its what it's supposed to do. So really kind of focusing on how often I'm getting the students' attention and for what reasons, so that when I do need to get their attention, it's real and it's valid. Yeah. And not just over and over and over again to where they almost drowned it out because they've heard it so many times. That's one thing I've been thinking of. We just had a called a guided coalition meeting today, and through our discussions, I was pondering that thought. So,
no, it's a good thought to have, because I had my go-to was give me 5. Where I would just say, give me 5, and meaning that the kids had to, raise their hand.
Yeah.
Or, just hold it out in front of them. And I would just wait until I had everybody's 5.
Yeah. But if you do it too much, or if you do it at the wrong times, it's like I knew some parents a long time ago who constantly yelled at their kids. They just constantly yelled at their kids. Mm-hmm. And those kids wouldn't respond because yelling just became the norm. It didn't become it wasn't the rarity, so that's kind of the way I'm looking at it.
Well, and I would sit there and I would say, give me 5. And once I got them, I'd say, okay, give me 10. And they'd, give me 10.
Yeah.
And, I'd say, give me 7, give me, 6. Like I would do random things. And then when I threw in the give me 15, that stumped some of those kids. And then I get the one goofball who's over there on 1 foot trying to give me, the 15. And, it's just a good way to change the pace.
Yeah.
But, I'm seeing that now as I'm teaching summer school, that some of those things that I would do every single day, no matter what, it was just my go-to, having to rebuild that and get them trained again has been really interesting, and get them out of the mold, because some of the stuff that I'm seeing, it's like, holy cow. And then I realized that even though this group of kids I'm teaching right now, they're fourth graders, and they're going into fifth grade next year. So it was a perfect spot for me to, do summer school. And then I look at some of the things that they're doing, they're missing. It's like, you really aren't fourth graders. You guys are still like beginning fourth graders and third graders, because they missed that, last spring, and they missed most of this school year, just being at home, because we couldn't control if they were on their computers or not.
Right.
We couldn't, control any of that stuff. And then they really got half a year. So
I remember,
it's interesting.
I remember seeing one student this year who turned their camera on, minimized the screen, muted the microphone, and they were doing something else, YouTube, Minecraft.
Oh yeah.
But the screen was on them, the camera was on them, and I would sit there and say their name and nothing. Yeah. So it couldn't be controlled at all. I'm trying to help them. Well, for my part, exercise, and there was nothing I could do.
Right.
Couldn't get their attention
It's
at all.
that weird feeling as a teacher.
Yeah.
Now to shift gears really quick, because we're going to have a summer of reflections, because we have some people blah blah blah. We have some people lined up to be joining us on a future episode of the Teacher Dudes. So what is one thing, or not one thing, but some things that you're looking forward to this summer?
Camping.
Do you have any specific trips planned in mind? Anything?
I'm hoping to go to the Oregon coast a couple times, or at least once, and camp there. I have never explored the campgrounds in Idaho, so I'd like to do that too. Although I want campgrounds where there's trees. I don't want campgrounds where it's just nothing but desert.
Now, when you say camping, are you talking tent camping, or get a tent trailer or an RV trailer, or what?
No, tent. Camping in a tent. Yeah. Yeah.
Now,
although I can't sleep on the ground anymore. That hurts. Yeah, there will be an air mattress in the tent. I will have that.
So if I was to come on a camping trip with you, are we gonna fit in a 2-person tent, or are we gonna need to get like a 8-person tent so we can have space?
You're sleeping in a whole separate tent, Keith.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's what I like to hear.
Yeah.
Now if we can get Brandy to go tent camping, even better, but she won't go tent camping.
Not even with an air mattress, huh?
No, she just won't go tent camping.
Why not?
I don't know. She's afraid of bears.
Okay.
I don't know.
Bears won't come around an RV.
No, I have no idea. but so camping, Oregon coast, up through Idaho.
Yeah.
Anything else special that you got planned? Anything you want to do, that you want to learn, that you want to, any of the above?
No.
I'm
gonna do some more fishing. I got my fishing license. You should get your
nice.
fishing license. Just go fish, catch and release. Just fish. For the enjoyment.
Where
of
do you
fishing.
go around here?
I have no idea. I haven't fished around here.
Well, where do you go fishing then? You got your license. Where are you going to go?
I got the Boise River close by. I have no idea. I don't know. I haven't explored Idaho much at all. It's sad.
Oh, man. Well,
it's sad, but
then maybe that's your goal right there, is explore Idaho.
Yeah, that could be.
And for us, we're trying to plan a couple trips here and there. We want to get down to Disneyland, but that's going to be more in the fall because of California's restrictions.
Still?
Anyway. Still.
I love Disneyland. I could go there and just walk around and just enjoy the scenery without getting on a single ride.
Not even Mr. Toad's?
What's that?
Not even Mr. Toad's?
What is that?
Oh.
Is that Spin?
No, it's over by the teacups, Mr. Toad's ride.
Oh, I don't know. I do roller coasters. I like roller coasters.
So you like Thunder Mountain?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Thunder Mountain, Space Mountain.
The wildest
that.
ride in the wilderness?
Yep. The what's it? I think is it Torn Down? California Screaming?
No, it's still there. It's just
Okay.
been rebranded as the Incredicoaster.
Okay. Yeah, that one's fun.
Yeah.
That's a blast. But like just experiencing the parade that they have.
Oh, the parades are fantastic.
Watching the Mickey, the wizard Mickey, do his battle.
Phantasmic.
Is that what that is? Just that.
Yeah.
That stuff's just so cool.
Yeah, we went a few years ago on July 4th.
Oh
We were
wow,
there.
that would have been sweet.
Oh, dude, it was fantastic.
And my favorite ride, Indiana Jones,
Oh, it's a classic.
and it was closed when I went there.
Oh no.
It was closed. The whole California Screaming area was closed because they were getting ready to open the Incredibles thing.
Oh,
All the
okay,
stuff I wanted
okay.
to go on, I couldn't go on. And I have yet to be on what's it called? The water ride,
Splash Mountain?
Splash Mountain.
No, dude,
the-
no.
The first time I went, it was closed for repairs. The second time I went, the fast passes had sold out,
Yeah.
and it was going to be like a 2.5 hour wait. I'm like, I'm not waiting 2.5 hours.
Oh,
And then this last time, it was going to be another 2 hour wait, and I'm like, no, I'm not waiting 2 hours to go on a 1 minute ride or whatever. So I have yet.
it's more than a minute.
I'm sorry, I'm old. I'm not waiting in line like that anymore.
Oh, well, that's where you do the single rider line.
The what?
The single rider line.
I didn't know.
Where
there was such a
it's
thing.
basically like Fast Pass, but you know where you go in the Fast Pass entrance,
Right.
you can ask them to get a single rider ticket. Because if there's like a party of 3, they can, they have, instead of having an empty seat, they'll put a 4th person on.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, dude, it's legit.
I might have to do that because I have yet to ride on it, and so it's one that I got to get on at some point.
Yeah, no, it is a good ride, and it actually goes for quite a while. One of our favorites is Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh yeah.
And I'm trying to look for some pictures of that trip.
Have you been in the restaurant?
No, not yet, but I may or may not have thrown a roll, or not. No, I haven't thrown it, but gotten the people to throw a roll at us.
Oh,
That's
Nice.
a thing.
Is
where
it?
Yeah.
I went there several years ago,
Okay.
and we went into the restaurant and ate in the. It was a cool place to eat. I had no idea that they had something like that.
Oh yeah. And
That's cool.
I found the pictures here. Let me download it. This is from the last time that we went. And it was fun. It was, going on the July 4th weekend. It was an absolute blast to be down there at that time.
I bet you the
Especially
fireworks show was awesome.
Oh, fireworks were fantastic. And it was before, any of COVID and anything else. And being down there and just seeing that was fantastic. So here's a picture of me and Brandy. And it's just kind of fun right there. And then the other picture, which we got here, which is with all of us.
Oh, that's the Sword in the Stone.
Yeah.
King Arthur. Okay.
And it was just fun.
Oh yeah.
And that's the thing. It's just fun.
It is just fun going down there. Yep. It is. Yeah. I get excited when I know I'm going to go there just because it's, like I said, you just simply taking in the atmosphere.
Right.
Just simply that. I've been to other places and they're all good and all that, but they're not like Disneyland and California Adventure.
Right. Now
So.
I do, I do love Universal.
Universal's cool.
You know, I
Jurassic
like
Park,
it.
the ride.
Yeah, the rides are fun, but just being able to go through the back lot and
Hmm.
you know see all that stuff, like actually see where these movies are made.
Hmm.
You know, and they're coming out with Nintendo Land.
Oh.
So that's going to be awesome. You know us, like we said earlier, we're Nintendo people, but to be able to go in and see like a real life Nintendo Land is just going to be fantastic. But it'll be fun. You know, we're looking forward to that, and then we're going to plan hopefully a few smaller trips here and there, and as we can.
Yeah.
But that's looking forward. But as I said, we do have a couple people lined up to join us. One person is, I believe, yes, I said she, Jeff. But you know, she is married to a friend of mine, so sorry. She
All right.
is I believe they're over in Missouri.
Missouri.
Yeah, Missouri. But she's educator over there. And then I have another friend from up in where I grew up in Washington. And, you know, she's going to join us. She's a high school teacher, teaches English. And again, she's married, Jeff. Sorry. But if there's anybody that wants to join us on a future episode, please send us a DM on Facebook or Twitter. Send me a message. We'd love to have some more people on.
Yeah, and by us, he means him.
Well, and Jeff, you know, when he can make it.
No, I mean sending a message.
Oh, yes. Send me the message.
Yes.
Send me the message. Because Jeff is not on the Twitter sphere. And, you know, we do have another one coming. I forgot about this one because it was going to be a surprise for you, Jeff, because this one is actually not married. But I do have a friend up in the Seattle area that's going to be joining us as well in an upcoming episode. So
Got it.
I didn't want to spill the beans on that one.
Do you have to put the article "the" in front of Twitter?
The
The
Twitter?
Twitter?
Oh,
You have to say
absolutely.
the Twitter, the Google, the Facebook. Is that? Do you have to? Is that?
You know, it is what it is. You know, it's just the Twitter, the Facebook.
Okay.
Just like you're the Jeff.
Yeah, the Jeff. Okay. All right.
The Jeff.
Yeah.
So, you know, if you want to join us, please join us. We'd love to have some more people on. Now, Jeff, a couple weeks ago, we did have a guest on from Michigan, John Van Dusen. He's a teacher over there, 8th grade history teacher. We talked a lot about that kind of stuff. It was a fantastic episode.
That would have been good. I really enjoy history of I mean, my main thing is war history, but
Oh, yeah.
history is just, I like talking about history and hearing about history. So
Yeah, and you know, I'm hoping to have him back on again here soon, just because it was so good. And you know, we barely touched the surface of things because there was a lot about getting to know him, where he was at, and what he thinks on things. And what was really cool about having John on is we kept everything non-political, because that was one of our mainstays when we were talking about this, is we wanted to keep things non-political.
Mm-hmm.
And just stick to the facts as much as we possibly can, and not get into the politics side of things, because we all know that the politics side is just, you know, who knows on any given day what is actually the truth and
it's a hot
opinion.
mess.
And yeah, it is
It's a hot mess.
And you know, we were talking about the actual documents of the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, how those two are interconnected, and almost they are both almost living documents even to today.
The Declaration would be a living document?
Not the Declaration, more the Constitution, how the interpretations of that change.
Well, and the amendments getting
Right.
added
And
over
they
time.
created the process of
allowing us to change the Constitution through that process.
Mhm.
And so, it was an awesome episode. If those of you that haven't listened to that one, that was episode 17. We titled it America. And again, that's with John Van Dusen. Wanted to give a shout out to a couple people. And this is the one that I was referring to, Jeff. My friend Sarah saying, "Don't forget about me." That was the one that I was referring to. That's going to join us in the
That's
future.
joining us from Seattle.
Yep. And then we have another friend of the show, Mel, saying this is way easier because he was trying to watch it on Periscope, and it's not
On
Twitter
what?
Live or something. Yeah, Periscope got bought out by Twitter.
I don't even know what Periscope is.
It's okay.
Periscope.
We'll get you back roped into the 21st century.
I'm just enjoying this. It's peanut butter whiskeys.
Oh yeah, I was
See,
going
it's
to ask
almost-
you, what are you drinking?
Yeah, Screwball. Peanut butter whiskey, just over ice.
I remember you telling me about peanut butter whiskey. I'm like, dude, what? And then I tried it, and I'm like, okay, I get it.
Yep.
Yeah, I get it.
Good
And
stuff.
speaking of, mine's a sheepdog peanut butter whiskey.
Sheepdog peanut butter whiskey.
Yes, it's more on the
Heard of that
sweeter
one.
side.
So it's more of a Jif.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mine is more of an Adams.
Okay.
Did I just refer something that you don't know?
No, I was thinking Sam Adams the beer, but then I'm like, wait, there's Adams peanut butter. That's
Yeah.
what you're talking about.
Yeah. Salt and peanuts. That's it.
Yeah, and the peanut butter whiskey is like, it sounds weird, but it is so good.
Mm-hmm.
Then the only one that I did not like though is the Bird Dog peanut butter whiskey.
Okay, you started discovering peanut butter whiskeys that I've never heard of.
Yeah,
So all I knew about was Screwball.
the Bird Dog one is more of a the whiskey, like the traditional whiskey taste with a little bit of a peanut butter aftertaste.
Oh, okay.
Whereas the Screwball that you have is pretty much that smooth peanut butter the whole way.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
the Sheepdog is a very sweeter peanut butter. And it doesn't have that after that whiskey kick at the end.
Right. Yeah, like Screwball doesn't have that either.
Right. But they are great, and I'm learning more and more about the different whiskey flavors that are out there, and even the different whiskey, not the whiskey beers, but the different beers that are fermented in the whiskey barrels.
Weren't you gonna be making? What were you gonna be? Were you gonna be distilling, or were you gonna be brewing? What?
Well, I'm going to be making some alternative fuel for my lawnmower.
No, not yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Oh, this is it's alternative fuel. This is what we're saying.
Yes,
Got
that's
it.
what it is.
What? Okay.
And because you can't actually say what you're doing.
I had no idea.
Yeah. So I'll be making some alternative alternative fuel for for the lawnmower. And actually, if you look back here, right down here underneath the firehouse, Ghostbusters firehouse, is the pot for it. And I haven't made it yet because when the mash is fermenting, it needs to stay above and between like 65 to 70 degrees.
Yeah.
And so I don't want to do it in the house because, you can't just have it sitting there. And in the garage, it gets too hot or too cold. So right now is actually the perfect time. And Brandy and I are going to be making our first batch of lawnmower fuel starting tomorrow. And then in a couple weeks, we'll be able to distill it and see how it works in the lawnmower.
Well, can I bring my lawnmower over?
Absolutely.
And I've got a gas powered weed eater and
Perfect.
Okay. I can bring those over, right?
Yeah, it's going to be high octane.
All right.
We're going to get it going. And the fun thing about our backyard here is I have a projector screen that we can pull down. We can watch some old time movies. We could even, record the next future episode of the podcast out there.
I say we put Tombstone on.
Ooh, Tombstone is a good one. I'll be your
Yeah.
Huckleberry.
That's right. That's my new pool, my new billiards saying that I want to have put on to my pool cue. I'll be your Huckleberry.
There you go.
That's
there
right.
you go. No, that is good. We both definitely have a lot of things looking forward to coming up this summer. I know for myself, I still have 2.5 weeks of summer school to go. We're going through June 30th, and it's fun. It's interesting. It's nice to be back in the classroom in that capacity again. And come July 1st, it'll be a nice little break because I honestly have not had time off since I want to say March of 2020. Just been going straight as much as I can, other than obviously the summer. But we were all stuck in our houses last summer.
And you're still hitting the gym.
I am. Today was day 161.
Wow.
In a row.
Wow.
The only day that I did not go to the gym, I rode my bike. And just riding around town.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
You didn't go to the gym one day?
No, but I did keep my workout streak up because listen to this, okay? My watch, because for whatever reason, it still ticks me off. I got done riding 6 miles. This was after I rode 3 miles with Zane. And then I rode another 3 miles. It only calculated like 8 minutes of exercise. And this was after 6 miles.
I saw you posting that. You were complaining about fix my watch because it's not working right.
And so then I went like on a bigger loop, like another 5 miles. It was almost like 45 minutes. And I get home and it was at 25 minutes of exercise. So by the end of it, by the time that I finally got that 30th minute of exercise, it was 2 hours later, and I had ridden my bike like almost 15 miles.
Your watch was kicking your butt.
It was. And, as fun as it was, I hated every second of it. But yes, today was day 161 in a row of doing that. And as of right now, as I look at my watch, I am at 1,951 calories burned and 77 minutes of exercise.
Nice. That's a pretty good calories burned right there.
Yeah. It's something that I was saying a couple days ago that I never, ever thought that I would be able to do. And come tomorrow morning, even though it's Saturday morning, it's going to be 162. And, we're just going to keep going. And, the day that we have to travel, I'm going to figure it out then too. And just keep going and going and going.
Yeah. What are you going to do there?
Well, hopefully if the hotel has a workout room, I'll go down there or go take a decent walk around the town or whatever I need to do to get that 30 minutes according to my watch.
There's always YouTube.
There is the YouTube. That is true.
Taibo.
You
need to do Taibo.
Well, did they have recordings of VHS from back then?
Yeah. No, we had to.
The days of your Taibo.
We had to watch. Yeah. Taibo is hard. Taibo is hard.
No, I think we did that my freshman year of college in what was that class called? Fundamentals of Wellness. It was basically the call her professor. I don't know what she was, but she basically was like, "Okay, press play, and you guys get a workout for an hour, and you get credit." I'm like, "Okay." And so a couple of them were Taibo workouts.
Yeah. Billy Blanks.
And I don't know who that is.
That's the guy who does the Taibo, the one who's
main famous dude that did it.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's the one who created Taibo.
So why didn't he call it Billy Bo?
Because I think it's kind of based off of his martial arts background.
Oh, so Taekwondo,
something like that.
Okay, that makes sense. Well, all right, Jeff. Well, we have been on for literally a half hour longer than we were expecting to go tonight.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I thought we were doing 30 minutes. What's up? with
Yeah,
that?
hey, but it's okay. It is okay. It has been fun as always. For those of you that are listening, watching right now, and listening in the future, thank you for joining us. Again, this was episode 18 of the Teacher Dudes. We called it Reflection, and really this was the first episode of a series of many different reflections from many different people. So we want to thank you for joining us. Jeff, any parting thoughts tonight?
I got nothing.
You got nothing. Well, the one parting thought that I had from Zane the other day was after you get out of the shower, use a clean towel.
Okay.
That was literally it.
Make sure you're inside before you go outside. There you go.
Hey, there you go. There you
That's
go.
it.
Well, all right, everybody. Have a great night, and we will see you next time. If you'd like to join us live and interact in future shows, or to be a guest on the show, be sure to follow Tyler Keefe on Twitter @Keefe67 and like the Teacher Dudes on Facebook. If you haven't already subscribed to the Teacher Dudes, hit that subscribe button on whichever platform you're listening to, and be sure to also leave us a rating.